Hey there, good afternoon. It's Brendan with Remax Kelowna, and I want to talk to you today about house insurance, and specifically for those that are looking to purchase a strata property. Insurance is one of those things we all hate paying for it. It feels like a big ripoff that we spend all this money on our cars and on our life insurance and travel insurance and house insurance, and there's insurance for just about everything, and it's very rare that we ever see the benefit to having it, and it's rare that we need it, so it kind of feels like we're throwing all this money away. But it's obviously there for a reason, to protect us should we get into a bad situation. And I want to talk to you today about strata property insurance because it is a little bit different than owning a single family home. The Strata Corporation is going to maintain insurance on the building. That's required by law, and a portion of your strata fee that you pay every month is going to cover your share of that insurance. But your own personal contents are insured separately, and it's elective. You don't have to do it. It's not mandatory. It's not required if you don't want to do it. But the reason I think everybody should is, well, there's lots of reasons. A lot of first-time buyers can have a tough time with this, particularly if they've inherited a bunch of mom and dad's old dingy furniture from the basement, and maybe they don't have a lot of valuable electronics and fancy clothes, and so they feel, well, why should I spend this money to insure a bunch of stuff that isn't really worth a ton of money, which is valid, that makes sense. But if you have to go and replace all of those things one day on a moment's notice, it's going to add up to a lot more money than you think. So that's one reason to insure your contents, but there's a few others that I want to quickly mention. One, if your property has had a bunch of upgrades done to it, maybe expensive hardwood floors or new appliances or countertops or anything like that, you're going to want to have contents insurance to cover your upgrades, because that won't be covered in the Strata's policy. They usually just restore it to its original state, and any expensive things done after the fact are not covered. Also, you're responsible for whatever happens in your unit. So let's say your bathtub overflows and causes a bunch of damage due to your negligence. Maybe you forgot about it. Does damage to any of the neighboring units. That might not be covered by the Strata's insurance, and at a minimum, if it was covered, you would be on the hook for the full deductible. So contents insurance will cover that. Also, should your home burn to the ground or be significantly damaged to the point where you're not allowed to live in it, your mortgage payment isn't going away, so you're still going to continue to pay that, but you're also going to have to find somewhere else to live. This insurance policy will cover that as well. And the last thing I wanted to mention is if there was ever, let's say, a flood or anything like that in your building, the water deductible on some of these strata insurance policies is ridiculous. It's incredibly expensive, and it gets paid for jointly by all of the owners. Those that have insurance on their contents, that would be covered under your own personal insurance, but if you don't, it's coming out of your pocket, and it can be a lot of money. So I really think it's worth it. It's probably looking maybe $150 to $200 a year to adequately insure all of your stuff. And I know it's just one more type of insurance that we all need to pay for, but I really think it's valuable, and I encourage you to do it. If you have any questions about insurance, shoot me an email, brendanstoneman@remax.net. I'd love to hear from you, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.